Ever wonder why some people get respect without even trying? No one interrupts them, no one wastes their time. So what makes them different from you? Here's the truth that might make you angry. It's not because they're smarter, richer, or more successful. It's because they know one simple psychological trick, a trick you were never taught. And until you learn it, people will keep ignoring you, using you, and walking all over you. But once you do, everything will change. The hidden weakness of being liked. Think about your daily life for a moment. How many times have you stayed quiet when someone did something unfair to you? Maybe someone cut in line at the store and you didn't say a word. Maybe a friend canceled plans with you for the third time, and instead of saying how you really felt, you just smiled and said, "It's fine." Or maybe at work or school, someone took credit for your idea and you let it slide because you didn't want to create tension. It might look like kindness. It might look like patience. But in reality, what you are doing is something far more damaging. You are training people to disrespect you. Here's the uncomfortable truth. People learn how to treat you based on what you allow. If you let bad behavior go unchallenged, you teach others that it's okay. You tell them, without words, "I will not stand up for myself." And once people see that, they repeat it again and again and again. Now many people think respect and kindness come from being liked. They believe if they are nice enough, flexible enough, and agreeable enough, people will value them. But history and psychology both reveal the opposite. In fact, one of the most influential political thinkers in history, Machiavelli, pointed this out 500 years ago. Being liked makes you weak. Why? Because the more you chase approval, the less people respect you. The more you try to please, the more people take advantage. There's a certain desperation in constantly seeking validation, and desperation has a smell. Everyone can sense it. When people know you need their approval, you give them power over you. They can manipulate you, control you, and use you, because you've already told them that keeping their approval matters more to you than keeping your dignity. And once you are predictable in this way, once everyone knows you'll never say no, never push back, never walk away, you become disposable. People don't value what is always available, and they don't respect what never resists. True respect doesn't come from begging, pleasing, or explaining yourself. It doesn't come from smiling through discomfort or staying silent when you're hurt. Respect is given to people who don't need it. It's given to people who show, through their actions, that they can live without approval, that they can walk away, and that they will not tolerate disrespect. AI. The real weakness is in constantly trying to be liked. The real strength is in commanding respect, the dark power of respect. If being liked makes you weak, then what makes you strong? The answer is simple: respect. But let's be clear, respect is not the same as being liked. People can like you for being funny, polite, or easy to deal with, but that kind of liking is shallow. It doesn't protect you. It doesn't stop people from crossing your boundaries. Real respect goes much deeper. Real respect makes people hesitate before taking advantage of you. Real respect makes people think twice before speaking carelessly around you. It creates a natural line that others don't dare to cross. So where does real respect come from? It doesn't come from smiling, being agreeable, or showing endless patience. It comes from consequences. Here's the truth about human behavior. People will keep doing whatever benefits them and stop doing whatever costs them. If being rude, careless, or disrespectful has no consequences, people will keep doing it. That's why people pleasers are often treated the worst. They have trained everyone around them that no matter how many times they are ignored, used, or disrespected, nothing will happen. There is no cost. But the moment you enforce consequences, everything changes. When people realize that disrespect means losing your time, losing your help, or losing access to you, they stop. They may not like it, but they will respect it. Think about it. If someone knows they can always cancel plans with you, and you'll forgive them, they'll keep doing it. But if they cancel, and you stop making time for them, suddenly they take you seriously. If someone keeps interrupting you in conversations and you calmly stop responding to them, they learn not to do it again. Respect is built not by words, but by action. When you set boundaries, when you quietly but firmly let people know what you will and will not accept, you transform the way they treat you. People start watching their words. They begin to think before they act. They approach you differently, not because they like you more, but because they know you won't tolerate being disrespected. And that's the dark power of respect. It doesn't always make people like you, but it makes them value you. It makes them cautious around you. It forces them to treat you like someone who matters. The psychology of control. Every interaction in life, whether small or big, has one hidden layer: control. It is not always obvious, but in every conversation, relationship, or decision, the question is the same. Who is in control? Is it you, or is it the other person? Most people never think about this. They assume things are just happening. But the truth is simple. If you don't know who has control, it usually means it's not you. Someone else is pulling the strings. The people who give away control the fastest are the approval seekers. These are the ones who say yes, even when they want to say no. They stay silent when they should speak. They laugh at jokes they don't find funny. They avoid conflict at all costs. On the surface, they look nice and easy to get along with. But underneath, they're giving away power, piece by piece. Here's the painful truth. When you desperately want people to like you, you hand them the remote control to your emotions. With one word, one look, or one piece of disapproval, they can change how you feel. If they smile at you, you feel good. If they frown at you, your mood crashes. That means they control your inner world, not you. But something powerful happens when you no longer need approval. Suddenly, the remote control is taken out of their hands. They can no longer push your buttons. They can no longer guilt you into doing something you don't want to do. They can no longer shame you for being who you are. Their opinions may exist, but they lose their power over you. This is what real freedom looks like. Not the freedom of moving around or saying what you want, but the deeper freedom of owning your mind and emotions. When you disconnect the buttons that people use to control you, you stop being a puppet. You stop being reactive. You become unshakable. And here's the final shift. People respect those who cannot be controlled. When you no longer bend for approval, others sense it. They realize they cannot play with your emotions. That's when the balance of control shifts back to you, quietly, firmly, permanently. The addiction to approval. There's a truth most people don't want to face. Your need for approval is not just a small habit, it's an addiction. Just like a drug pulls people in, the search for validation controls your emotions, your choices, and sometimes even your entire life. Think about it. Every time someone praises you, compliments you, or even clicks like on something you post, your brain rewards you with a chemical called dopamine. It feels good, almost like a rush. But the problem is the feeling doesn't last. Soon you want more, then even more. And just like a drug addict who keeps chasing the next high, you keep chasing approval from people around you. Here's where it gets dangerous. People around you notice this pattern very quickly. They see how easily your mood rises and falls based on their validation. They realize that with just a little attention, they can make you do what they want. A smile here, a small compliment there, and suddenly you are working harder for their approval than for your own goals. Without even realizing it, you've handed them control. But the people who are free from this addiction live very differently. They don't need approval to feel good about themselves. They may enjoy praise, but they don't depend on it. And because of this, they cannot be manipulated. You can't control someone who does not crave your validation. You can't guilt them, bribe them, or push them with cheap words. Their self-worth doesn't come from the outside. It comes from within. Here is the brutal truth. Validation is very cheap to give, but extremely expensive to need. Anyone can hand out scraps of approval, but the cost to you, if you depend on it, is your freedom, your independence, and even your identity. When you live for approval, you live as a servant to other people's opinions. Breaking free from this addiction doesn't mean you stop enjoying compliments. It means you no longer need them to feel whole. And when you no longer need them, you finally become untouchable. Machiavellian rules to command. Respect. Respect is never given freely. It is taken, earned, and enforced. The difference between the powerful and the powerless comes down to how they handle control, respect, and consequences. The powerless want to be liked. The powerful demand to be respected. And the difference is found in a few timeless rules that separate leaders from followers, rulers from servants. Rule 1. Speak less. Act more. Words are cheap. The more you talk, the weaker you look. People who constantly explain, defend, or justify themselves only show insecurity. When someone disrespects you, don't give long speeches or emotional lectures. Enforce consequences through action. Silence backed by action carries more weight than 1,000 words. Rule 2. Never chase approval. Approval seekers always lose power. They double text, they beg, they explain, they try to win back respect by chasing it. But here's the truth. The more you chase, the weaker you become. Indifference, on the other hand, makes you magnetic. When you stop needing validation, people notice, and they start giving you the respect you no longer ask for. Rule 3. Stay calm under attack. When someone provokes you, they are trying to control you. If you explode with anger or break down emotionally, they win. Power is found in staying calm, cold, and untouchable. The person who cannot be shaken is the one others fear crossing. Emotional control is the highest form of strength. Rule 4. Be unpredictable. Predictable people are easy to control because others always know their next move. Power comes from uncertainty. Sometimes reward, sometimes punish, sometimes generous, sometimes ruthless. Keep them guessing. The less predictable you are, the harder it is for anyone to control or exploit you. Rule 5. Enforce boundaries fast and silent. The moment someone crosses your line, act immediately. Don't wait. Don't issue warnings. Don't waste time with emotional speeches. Silent enforcement of boundaries shows you are serious. When people know you act without hesitation, they learn not to test you twice. These rules may sound cold, but they are not about cruelty. They are about survival. Respect is not given to those who hope for it. It is given to those who command it. Follow these rules, and you will stop living at the mercy of others and start living with authority, scarcity, and distance. As power, human nature is simple. We value what is rare, and we ignore what is common. This law applies to money, objects, opportunities, and it applies to people. If you are always available, always answering, always present, people stop noticing your worth. Familiarity makes you invisible. Think about it. A diamond is valuable not because it is useful in daily life, but because it is rare. Gold is treasured not because it shines more than the sun, but because there is little of it. The same principle applies to your time, your energy, and your attention. When you give them away freely, they lose their value in the eyes of others. But when you make them scarce, everything changes. Suddenly, people pay attention. They choose their words more carefully when speaking to you. They show respect because they know your time isn't free. They value your presence because they can't take it for granted. Scarcity creates respect. This doesn't mean being cold or arrogant. It means protecting your energy and refusing to let others drain you for nothing. It means learning to say no without guilt. It means not being at everyone's call, not answering every message instantly, and not allowing people to treat your presence as if it costs nothing. And here's the truth many don't want to face. When you start creating distance, some people will leave. They will complain that you've changed. They will try to guilt you into being as available as before. But understand this, those people were never truly with you. They were only using your constant availability to serve themselves. Losing them is not a loss, it's freedom. The people who remain are the ones who truly respect you. They value your time because they value you. And those are the relationships worth keeping. Scarcity and distance are not about pushing people away. They are about increasing your worth. When you stop being too available, you stop being invisible. You become someone who is respected, someone who is valued, and someone whose presence matters. Final transformation. When you stop begging for approval and start commanding respect, everything changes. Your confidence rises. Your relationships get real. Opportunities start coming to you. Your stress drops. And most importantly, you become psychologically free. Free from people-pleasing. Free from fake approval. Free to live on your own terms. Machiavelli said it best. It is better to be feared than loved if you cannot be both. Respect is your birthright. Stop giving your power away. Stand up. Command it. Live it. Final CTA. If this opened your eyes, hit like. If you know someone stuck in the approval trap, share this with them. And if you want more raw, real lessons about power and psychology, subscribe and hit the bell.